It's only been a week, and oh my goodness, there is a huge piece of news to share with you. In fact, we're going to go ahead and lead with it here. Findaway Voices is no longer. Laterpress offers a new subscription option for readers. Dibbly Create rolls out a new guided book flow feature. There's a last call for PublishDrive's 50% off, and I've got that 30 books in 30 days giveaway you got to check out, and so much more in the self-publishing news for March the 5th of 2025. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into things. Of course, I want to bring attention to the fact that Book Award Pro is the sponsors for this podcast. They have been fantastic and have contributed for over 8 months now to this podcast. And there is so much I can share about them. You got the Pro plan, you got the Essentials plan, you got the Starter plan. The two plans that I take advantage of the most is the Starter plan, and I put my books into the Essentials plan anytime I need to get targeted review and awards for it. I've gotten over 43 book awards and 4 different reviews over the last month, just for the reviews, not the book awards. I've gotten 4 reviews over the last month for free through the free plan. So this is kind of going to show that you can really utilize the inexpensive options for Book Award Pro and win big. Go ahead and visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/bookawardpro to find out why I gush so much about things. The biggest piece of news that have come out is Findaway Voices by Spotify is going away. Oh, yes. I should have saw this coming. I really should have seen it coming. This is just how Spotify's been positioning themselves on the market. The fact that they were removing tools within Findaway Voices by Spotify's dashboard. They removed Authors Direct. They were just scaling things back. And now, after hearing that there was Spotify for authors, I remember kind of looking at that going, well, that's kind of peculiar. Why would they open up a different self-publishing site besides Findaway Voices? Now we know why. So let me go ahead and give you the TLDR here on this one here. So the transition will result in 2 distinct paths on and off Spotify, both active starting August the 1st. Here specifically is what they say: direct distribution of your audiobooks to Spotify. You'll be able to manage existing and new title distribution directly from Spotify for Authors, our new home for publishers and authors. The platform will allow you to maximize your success and earnings on Spotify using powerful insights, marketing, and distribution tools. Get started now to prepare. Distribution of your audiobooks to other audiobook retailers. So this is where it kind of gets interesting, because Spotify took their ball and walked away with it. They're like, hey, we're going to go do our thing over here. So you want to come with us, go ahead. But then there's the other distribution avenues, the different channels that Findaway Voices currently use. It's going to actually be refocused in another area. So this is specifically what they say. Findaway Voices will transition to INAudio, that's INAudio, for distribution to retailers other than Spotify, and become Voices by INAudio. Your user login credentials will remain the same, and we expect the product functionality for retailers other than Spotify to remain unchanged. So the next step is get started on Spotify for authors. All you have to do is log into your Findaway Voices account, and they'll get you all queued up. And then log into Voices by INAudio on or after August 1st. So please access Voices by INAudio using your existing Findaway Voices credentials and complete the onboarding steps. This will ensure you maintain your existing audiobook distribution to retailers other than Spotify. Spotify, of course, put out a piece about this transition, and I've given you all that. And INAudio also let everybody else know. So just as a heads up, what ended up happening is the founders of Findaway Voices ended up starting up INAudio. And so essentially INAudio is just taking all the things that's not Spotify. So all the distribution to the likes of, like, say, Apple, Amazon Audible, Overdrive, all the different ones that Findaway Voices typically manages is now going over to INAudio. It doesn't appear that it's going to be finalized until August the 1st. However, you can go over to Spotify for Authors now, from what my understanding is. So just get yourself logged into your Findaway Voices by Spotify account, and they will give you the prompt. And if you happen to get lost, reach out to support and ask them. I know that this can sometimes be very confusing, and we can speculate different things and theorize like, oh, well, Spotify was trying this all along. Bottom line is, there's now 2 separate entities for us to go ahead and draw from. And this is good. I'm really glad to see that we have options, especially options in which we can separate ourselves from Spotify if we don't want to support Spotify. Because there are some authors out there that don't want to put their audiobooks up there, kind of the same way there are some people that don't want to put it on Audible and Amazon because ACX's predatory practices of low royalties. So all that to say, this is great to kind of see this head in this right direction, and especially if the founding members of Findaway Voices is in charge of INAudio as I'm reading it. If they're in charge of things, that means that we're heading in the right direction. Hopefully some of the crazy PR mess that we've dealt with when it came to Spotify, especially I think it was like last year about this time when they changed the terms and conditions and everybody lost their minds. So hopefully we see a lot less of that, especially when it comes to INAudio. I'm hoping to put in a word into INAudio and start up some dialogue so I can share more details about INAudio sometime in the very near future. All right, moving on to the very next piece of news comes from the fine folks over at Laterpress. It's one of the best direct sales websites for ebooks, and I've actually interviewed the marketing lead and community manager over there, Nate Gillick. Big shout out to Nate. They just announced this past week they are now including monthly and annual subscriptions that you can offer to your readership. So in the event that you have a deep backlist of books, or maybe you're doing serial fiction, you can always have them subscribe to your stuff. So Laterpress has now made this option available. I know Nate was saying that it was on their roadmap earlier this year. Now it's finally come. So it just gives you another option that you can monetize what you are putting out there, especially through Laterpress. And by the way, side note, if you're not familiar with Laterpress just yet, do yourself a favor, go over and explore the platform, laterpress.com. I'm not being paid to say this. This is not a promotional plug. I'm not getting any money to share this information with you. Laterpress gives you 100% royalty minus the payment processing fees. So they have to pay you, and it's, I think, through PayPal, and PayPal is going to take their pound flesh. So just so you know, 100% minus payment processing fees. In the event that they refer a buyer to you, then Laterpress takes a 10% fee from you. If an author that's on Laterpress refers, they will get 5%. Laterpress gets 10%, whittling you down to 85%, which is still above industry standard, which is typically 70% for ebooks. Stay tuned, because Laterpress is also teasing that they're going to be offering audiobook support sometime in the future. I don't know when that's going to happen. They have no ETA. We just know it's on their roadmap. Moving a little further forward, this one comes from the review exchange platform known as GetAuthenticBookReviews.com. Flavia hit me up and she says, hey, just want to let you know, previously announced, Authentic is now accepting activity books such as puzzles, coloring, tracing, mazes, and Sudoku. This was a suggestion from Keith Wheeler Books. Big shout out to Keith. So if you are looking to get your low content book some reviews, then Get Authentic Book Reviews is the way to go. Now, she wanted to, of course, assure me that, first of all, our concept didn't change. The reviewer still has to buy the book as we aim for verified reviews. Yes, that's one thing that's different about this review exchange platform versus the other ones. Get Authentic Book Reviews will only do verified purchase reviews. They will not do any of the other ones. So you are going to get some good, solid reviews, and not just a bunch of just, oh, okay, this person just threw up a bunch of words there, and that's a review, I guess. So she also states that the difference is that as these books are paperbacks by nature, referring to the low content books, we added 7 additional days on top of the standard time for the ebook so the reviewers can receive, test, and provide a real critique. We're the only one in the market that requests verified purchases for activity and low content books instead of the content being downloaded. You can check it out, but as you can imagine, So in addition, we still offer a limited time 10-day free trial and a $3 monthly membership, the lowest membership in the market. What is making us stand out from the crowd? Lowest membership in the marketplace, as she had mentioned. Follow 100% Amazon Club guidelines. Yes, they are following according to terms and conditions. There are verified reviews. You get a rotating library, by the way. She said, we deployed a rotating library to give every book equal exposure, ensuring fair visibility and increasing review opportunities. There's also a promotional banner opportunity. And by the way, that is an upgrade, but I'm going to tell you this, that I've done one of the promotional banners before through her. It works really good. Oh my gosh, it was great results. She did help a little bit on that one, but big shout out to Flavia because she really did hook me up on that promotional banner. There's also private feedback. Would you prefer to avoid those low public ratings? Use our admin feedback option for discreet, anonymous, helpful insights to the author. There's transparency, so you can track your status easily with email updates. There's author-only platform, which means they focus support tailored specifically for indie and self-published authors. There's a simple point system and human support. You want more details about this, visit getauthenticbookreviews.com. Transitioning on over to one of my preferred writing software of Dibbly Create. They just announced this past week that it's available in beta, new guided book flow by Dibbly Create. What it does is it's going to take you from ideation to publication and beyond. Step number 1, they will show you how to choose competitive books in your category. Step number 2, you get AI-based book research. Step number 3, generate an outline. Step number 4, choose your writing style. And step number 5, generate your book, and so on and so forth. If you would like to have access to that and you don't already have access to it, make sure that you get a hold of support. If you happen to have Dibbly Create already, just go ahead and click that little button in the top right corner and contact support and say, hey, I'd like to have beta access to this. Or you should have got an email inside your inbox this past week giving you this request, this thing I just read off. So, all right. Next item up in the news here is coming over from PublishDrive. A couple pieces from them, actually. They said, we're reaching out to inform you about the new General Product Safety Regulation, or GPSR, which apply in the European Union starting December 13th, 2024. This regulation affects all book formats, print, ebook, audiobook, made available to EU customers, and applies to individual authors as well as publishers. To help you understand what's required and how to stay compliant, we've prepared a quick guide in our Help Center. If you plan to distribute your content in the EU, please review the article and take any necessary steps. I've put a link to that article down in the show notes, so that way you can go ahead and take a look at it. And they are now down to the last 2 days for the 50% off. They are celebrating 10 years, and they're now offering their subscription plans for 50% off. You could still publish your first ebook for free. No catch. All right. You could publish for free. That's fine. Anything beyond that, it is subscription based. Normally for 3 books, it's $14 per month. Right now, it's $7 per month. Now I've rounded it up by a cent. Obviously, it's $13.99 and then $6.99. That's just on the starter plan. So if you are thinking to yourself like, Dale, I really want to take advantage of this. This really sounds fantastic. I'm going to warn you. PublishDrive has done something similar to this before, but not quite as good. About a few years ago, they did a special like this over on AppSumo, where it was a lifetime deal and you could get 94 books like done for X amount of dollars. I can't remember how much I invested in it. It was nowhere near as much as what I would have paid in a year for one of these plans. And the nice thing is I'm able to publish those things and collect 100% of revenue. So there were some people in the past that say, hey, is this deal ever going to come back to AppSumo? I'm going to say no. They said, absolutely not. It will not be back. And they warned me. They were like, if there's anybody that was real big about the AppSumo deal, and it's like, hey, we really want a good deal, this is the closest it's going to come. They aren't going to celebrate another 10-year anniversary, and I don't know if they're going to have 50% off again. The nice thing is if you lock in this rate right now, it stays there forever until you otherwise unsubscribe, and then you would lose that status. So if you want to get that 50% off, go ahead and visit the affiliate link inside my show notes as per usual, or go over to dalelinks.com/publishdrive. Big shout out over to BookBrush. They're going to be running a webinar on May the 9th. It's a Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daytime. It's the ABCs of Amazon A+ content, and a good friend of mine, a good close friend of mine, April Cox from Self-Publishing Made Simple, is going to be the guest host. Funny thing is, I'm actually already producing a video about A+ content with April Cox, and it should come out relatively soon within the next couple of weeks. So make sure you stay tuned to my main channel to find out. In the meantime, you don't have to wait. May the 9th, go on over, watch that live broadcast. It's 100% free. She is such a joy. I really love April. Can't say enough good things about her. And moving further forward, the folks over at Story Origin are going to be hosting a webinar with another good friend of mine, Brett Steffen from Crave Books, Beyond the Blast, Book Marketing Tactics for Long-Term Success. That is going to be on Tuesday, May 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Brett is very insightful. He's been working with Crave Books for a little bit now, and he knows his way around book marketing and promotion. So you want to make sure you stay tuned to that. And speaking of the fine folks over at Crave Books, I've partnered with them for the 30 Books in 30 Days giveaway, where we will be giving away one of my books every day for the entire month, as well as a $100 promotional credit for Crave Books for you to use that on any future promotions. There's more details if you'd like to take a look at it at dalelinks.com/30books. You can enter daily, by the way, and there's no limit to how many times you can win. Just keep on entering. Keep on entering. You never know. You might be able to get it. And I'm going to tell you this right now as we speak. There are only 44 entrants. Now, they've entered many times, but there are only 44. If there's ever a time that you can win something in your life, now's a really good time. So go ahead and enter for your chance to win. No purchase necessary. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And speaking of thank you so much, I want to give a thank you to the fine folks over at Book Award Pro. Find out why I gush so much about them. If you head over to dalelinks.com/Book Award Pro, try out their free plan. And of course, my preferred plan is the Essentials plan. And if you really want to put fuel on the fire, try out that Pro plan. I've done it a number of times. What did you think about some of the pieces of news? Was there anything that I might have missed? What did you think about Findaway Voices just going away? Love to hear from you over inside the Discord community. Join me over at dalelinks.com/Discord. Until later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll catch you next week. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, Do It Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit dalelinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.